Do you guys see what's wrong with this? His top lane ratings, okay. I don't agree with them, but I can see where he's coming from. Understandable. You know, some people would put Someday over Blippo or Impact. I think Someday is like number 3 right now. But putting him at 2 is not crazy. River, Pride Stalker, Santorin. This one's totally crazy to me because I don't think Pride Stalker deserves to be all the way up here above Blabber. To me, that makes no sense. Because, like, C9 is in first place, right? C9 was in first place. Rest in peace. But who carries the shit out of C9's games? Summit, Berserker, take turns. But Blabber is, like, always good in their wins. So I'm surprised that he put Pride... I think Pride Stalker being in top 3 is kind of a joke because if you look at how Closer's been playing this game too, Closer's been playing the series... sorry, the split... Then Closer is like so fucking clutch, man. He's like so insanely clutch. I don't know. For me, jungle ratings would be Santorin. I'm debating between Blabber and Closer, actually. Santorin? Yeah, fuck him, man. I feel like I'm too biased to Closer. I think it's Santorin, Blabber, and then Closer. I'm a bit of a Closer fanboy, because I think he's like extra good mechanically, but I think Blabber's played better this split, thinking about Blabber's games. But Santorin is like actually solo carrying Team Liquid's games sometimes. Okay, this one's crazy to me. Fuck the mid one. Core JJ number 1, okay? Shenyi number 2. You're high as fuck, dude. You're high as fuck. I can't respect your league opinion if this is how it is. How the hell in any universe is Shenyi number 2? Ignore the standings. Ignore the standings. TSM being 9th place, that doesn't mean that he cannot be number 2. That's like a false correlation. In my opinion, Shenyi doesn't deserve to be 2nd place in LCS. He's good, but this is totally insane, right? This is totally insane. You're putting Shenyi above Ole? You're putting Shenyi above Vulcan? Come on. Come on. Like, no one with a real opinion about player skill is actually thinking this, right? I don't even think you could put Shenyi right now above Afro. Because Afro's been having a really, really good split. Maybe if like the tier list was something like raw skill, but I feel like this is like spring LCS, right? This is supposed to be spring LCS performance. Performance in the games that matter. Performance in the games that matter. No fucking way you're putting Shenyi above those 3 supports. And also, you're not even accounting Core JJ and Hui. I mean, this is not a fucking... I'm trying to like shit on Shenyi. I think Shenyi's a sick player. But like, there's just so many good... There's so many like pretty good performing supports this split that are all stepping up at different moments. Support is so influential on your team that like a lot of the times the supports on the higher tier rosters are actually doing a shit ton. So yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know, man. Fudge of Rickson, whatever. I don't even want to go into it, but that one was pretty nuts to me. I agree with his MVPs though. I think his MVPs make sense. Gonna give him some credit here. Summit is definitely MVP, and I think River, even though he's on like a bottom feeding team, essentially like not a bottom feeding team, a middle of the pack team, I agree with him that River is definitely an MVP, so he's got a good eye for MVPs. Blue number 3, really, for mid lane? You're joking, man. You're joking. Read his replies. I think Blabber looks good because of how Fudge is playing, especially the picks he's been willing to pull out earlier in the split. I think it's close. No mid this split has particularly stood out. Beard gets a lot of attention from Santorin if you go back and study games. I see what he's saying, but no. I don't think that Fudge went from being a top lane main and in his first split immediately became the best mid laner in LCS. The absolutely like sad truth of it is that even though people are bored of it, even though people are completely sick and tired of seeing the same shit over and over again, Bjergsen's the best mid in LCS. If Jensen was in LCS, he would also be like top 2 mid in LCS. And right now, a lot of mid laners are going through a big slump. I think Abadage is going through a slump where he's like feeding half his games. Mid is just such an unstacked role in LCS that like there's just a lot of shitty, useless mid laners that are not playing great. But like obviously with the way mid is right now, sometimes you can just get away with playing something like Victor, Ori, Corki, and you can just kind of coast, right? You can just kind of coast and scale, and occasionally you can make like a fucking sick ass play, but like most of the time, you know, you're splitting farm and you're not really doing much. A lot of people had high hopes for a couple players. Like Abadage was supposed to be really good, but he had a good first split and a really bad second split, which is this one. And then Jojo, people were riding high on him in lock-in tournament. I think JoJo's really played a lot worse since LCS started. But even him, you know, he gets a lot of solo kills, or at least I've seen a couple of them. I don't know if he gets a lot overall, but he's gotten a few solo kills. JoJo's still pretty good, but definitely I would say, yeah, just not, yeah, Takui. I mean, like, no one's been amazing in my opinion. A lot of players are just okay, right? A lot of players are just okay. Mid feels really boring and uninspiring right now. Olive, he's okay. Abadage definitely picked it up at the end of the split. I agree. I feel like Abadage has like big dick energy the same way that Jensen does, where like he is going to be a playoffs player. It's really hard for, I think like mid might be one of the hardest ones to place because like you definitely put Bjergsen at number 1. I guess Peter Dunn thought number 2, but like who's second and third? I feel like everyone has a different idea about it. Like maybe Fudge is top 3. JoJo might be top 3 depending on how you look at it. Abadage might be top 3 because he was really clutch at the end. I don't know. God, who else? It's so fuck, man. There's just too many average mid laners right now. It's rough. Was Fudge that good this split? I don't think so, but like that's why I'm saying mid is so hard. You don't see standout performances mid anymore. And well, you don't see him this split in LCS the same way that you see it for like top lane. You know, top lane you just see like some daddy and Summit just fucking turbo smashing their lane, Impact just like turbo fisting his lane, Fake God running it down every game. It's really explosive top lane. No, I'm just saying LCS. Obviously Chovy carried the shit out of Gen G, I know.